Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. I'm going to make this as quick as possible because we have a 10-minute clip to go to. So I went down to the Times Union Center today, the media center, and they were having a symposium with a woman who had dated Raniere for 9 years and also was an attorney within the organization. Very interesting stuff. She revealed some stuff that even I wasn't aware of. Very intricate. Then we also had a lawyer who had been in two separate civil suits with NXIVM and Raniere, and I believe had won at least one of them. Also some interesting stuff. They sparred very slightly. And then you had the mother who got her daughter out, the one who had starred in the soap opera Dynasty. It was a very interesting symposium, 90 minutes long. I'm actually going to be posting the vast majority of that. You know, I had some technical issues and having to, tape and whatnot. I got to get some new gear, guys. But the vast majority of that's probably going to be out late tonight. However, at the very end, something very odd happened. So I want to recap just this week what's been going on in the case. So first of all, you had Nancy Salzman plead guilty. You have the feds in plea negotiations with others. And then it's revealed just a couple days ago that, yes, Allison Mack and Raniere are going to have child porn charges. Now, there was an early draft of that first indictment that did have child sex trafficking in it. It then disappeared, and I thought it was disinformation, but when I saw the initial cite from law enforcement, it was absolutely in there. So you wonder if, that was stealthy. That was before Claire Bronfman was arrested, by the way. So, again, you got to ask yourself what's going on, especially when you look at the kind of Epstein deals that have been out there. So now we know that child porn is absolutely in the mix. Today they were making revelations about a 15-year-old girl who was Hispanic. I thought at first they were referring to Gina Hutchinson, who the Times Union has done work on for a very, very long time. By the way, this was moderated by, I believe, Brendan Lyons of the Times Union.
First of all, I got a call.
Man, that just jumps up. That kills me. So there's a little taste. There's the woman that got her daughter out. But at the very end, there was an interruption. And I don't know what to make of this. I want to be very careful here when I talk about this right now. So at the very end, and I'm just going to show you the video. The audio is not the greatest. I may stop it a couple times to kind of go over what goes on. But at the very end, a woman stands up, probably in her, mid to late 20s, early 30s, and starts talking about her 8 or 9-year-old daughter. Again, we'll watch the video, who is now being sex trafficked within NXIVM, is her claim. Okay, remember the child porn charges there. Her mother apparently rushes the stage and starts talking to Lyons. Now, I'm not going to lie, her mother does appear somewhat unhinged. You're going to have to decide for yourself. But in these situations, there are a few things that came to mind. Number one, maybe they are just legitimately crazy, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful here in any way, shape, or form. Two, maybe it's part of an act to get disinformation into the public discussion. I mean, we are going to show the video. You're going to have to decide for yourself. Or three, this is real, and it's this dark. I don't know what to say. I mean, the woman was saying some pretty insane things, like she had just been raped during the week. But again, I'm going to play the video right now for everybody. And again, I apologize for the audio on this one, but we're just going to go with it. And again, you guys are going to have to decide for yourself what you think here.
Law enforcement over 70 times. This is abducted out of state 4 years ago. Mom, stop.
No, I'm not stopping. Someone needs to
No one will do anything. Mr. Lyons,
Yeah.
I had a phone call with you. You said that you would take a look at
All right. Well, listen, let's have a conversation, but let's not do it here across the floor because this sounds more.
Listen, I've tried to contact you several times. You made appointments and rejected.
I just don't know why that has
To come
pieces
forward.
being covered up.
My
Okay, ladies.
granddaughter is used as sex trafficking. She's been kidnapped for 3 years with NXIVM. I was raped a week ago, told to shut up. I can't even call law enforcement in this area. And I've got marks all over
All right.
body for this.
Okay.
You need to listen.
All right, we'll
Please,
listen. We'll
someone
listen. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. We'll
Here's
talk
a
to you.
sheet of all the law enforcement.
Okay.
We have been to 7
I know.
New York, Boston, I was told. I could keep on going.
Okay.
I got raped last week from this block.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you in a second. Everybody, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.
So, like, I want to stop it right there. So, obviously, that is the incident, right? It seems unhinged. It seems very odd. And I tried to talk to Lyons afterwards. He didn't want to be on camera. You know, HBO was there to do a documentary. There was a lot of press there. Okay? So we did talk, and, you know, at least he was nice enough to talk to me. We did not discuss this woman, however. Now, I approached her before any of the other media said, would you like to come out with me and can we just have a conversation and tell me your story on camera? I thought I would get her out of there. I didn't want all this feedback and whatever. But as soon as I did that, this woman here, you know, said she'd just be a moment and then started talking to her for 5, and then the entire media started to come over. So at that point, what you're going to watch is about 8 minutes between 2 takes. And look, she gets very emotional. I'm not trying to be disrespectful whatsoever, but the claims she is making are pretty. Basically, she's saying that she was dating a man who's not the father of her child. This person is involved in NXIVM. He has high-level government contracts in cybersecurity and elsewhere. I mean, again, you're going to watch this yourself. I'm not trying to misconstrue anything. And, oh, man, it's just so wild. And that her daughter was taken, that he's scrubbed all these records, birth certificates, you name it, and that this 8 or 9-year-old girl is now a sex slave within this ring. Again, I'm going to let this play, and you guys are going to decide. She gives me her name, and she tells me where there should be reports.
She's 8 years old, and she's being used as a sex toy for a pedophile. And no one will report on it.
I know it must be difficult for you to know about. Can you tell us a little bit about the circumstances surrounding what you're describing?
I was attacked at a very volatile time in my life. Similar to my things with Barbara. My dad was dying of terminal illness. My mom was having a real rough time. I was drugged and raped. And I would find out years later that the man who ended up killing my daughter changed all the court records, altered her birth certificate, and all the things that you hear about.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to remind you too, if you would like to pick up a copy of Catherine's book, she'll be out in the lobby in a little bit to sign a copy if you're interested. Thank you all for coming.
Worked out of the VA administrative he was changed in medical records. She was being severely sexually abused. All those records are being changed. I have copies of everything. I have mountains of documents to support everything I'm saying. I believe that one of the things that this network has done is it's not just hacking from the outside. They're getting people from the inside. And whether it be by coercion, by some of the information that they're collecting about these individuals that will keep them doing what they want them to do, I do believe that there's a lot of that going on.
And let me just stop it right here. Again, I'm going to post the entire symposium, but there was a lot of talk of cyber hacking. I am not going to speak to the legitimacy of this woman's story, but you're going to eventually hear her name, and you're also going to hear where she supposedly reported this as well.
It sounds like you don't think that whatever's happening is over just because Keith Raniere is currently behind bars. Is that correct?
Yep. This network, if it's him who has built this entire network, he's built an enterprise. Just because him and a couple of them in the network is all over the place. You're not going to stop the people who are already involved in making so much money off of things like child trafficking that built around outlets. It's obvious. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you so much for being brave enough to tell your story.
Can you share your daughter's name?
Yes. I'll tell you her first name, Julia.
Spell that, please.
Junia.
And she's 8 currently. How old was she when much for your time.
Did we get her name?
Yes, we did.
Okay, great. We're just gonna.
So obviously, this is a very emotional topic for so many people, and you've come here today to share a story. What is the story?
My story is that my child has been abducted by this network. And the man who has her is one of those who has had several contracts working with the government, who has abused his contract to do such things as change her birth certificate, change her medical records, alter my medical records, terrorize me at my workplaces. He's done everything possible, everything that you've heard about NXIVM. It's on a wide scale. And one of their main things that they're doing is trying to abduct and steal children for the use of child trafficking, and to groom them to be slaves, labor slaves, and sex slaves.
So this man involved in NXIVM?
Yes.
So how long, first of all, when was your child?
She was abducted over state lines in 2015. When she was a baby, he had my medical records changed in my due date. I have everything, all the documents. It took me years to put it all together to see what was going on, because I couldn't understand why am I going to family court and they're doing something about this when I have mountains of evidence. And then I started being, I'm not going to give up. Like, I have no idea where my child is. They refuse to tell me where she is. We get rare calls. We've had probably about 7 this year. And they're highly monitored. I mean, it sounds like I'm talking to a hospital. Well, she was taken out of state, like I said, in 2015.
And she was how old?
He got partial custody of her because he claimed to be her father. And with the documents that were changed, including the birth certificate, court records, I believe that several judges have been involved in this as well. I'm not sure, again, if they're being intimidated, coerced, or paid off, or what the case is, but I do know that they're highly aware of what they're doing is criminal.
Were you involved with NXIVM at all? Is that
No.
How did you get in contact? How did this person get in contact with you?
It was one of the cyber people, I believe, that's behind the organization. One of the people in the background. That, again, it's about much more than just Keith Mary. It's about his pyramid of people that he's collected over time to work on behalf of him. He works mainly through third parties. And these are the third parties that are covering the crimes and making a lot of dirty money off the crimes that everyone within the organization is doing.
So did you personally know this man before saying to your child?
Yes.
You knew
I was actually, yeah.
And so how old is she now?
She's 8.
And you've been in contact with her a few times since then?
It's rare. And anytime she can't tell me anything, it's very, it's heartbreaking to talk to her because I know that she's not able to share much.
Do you have any idea where she could be at this point?
Last I knew, she was in the state of Wisconsin. But he's lying about their address. He's lying about, I have 4 telephone numbers that I have, according to him, that are his work lines that I try to call and they all redirect my phone calls. He's also had contracts in the telecommunications industry, very high-end cyber government clearance type of contracts that does allow him to do a lot of manipulations with communications.
How do you know that it was NXIVM that was involved with taking the child?
I'm sorry?
How did you know it was NXIVM that was behind the whole
Because
thing?
some of my devices, including my computer, actually I was looking into a lot of things that were running on the background because I knew that things were happening with my calls. My friends would call from their typical numbers and another number would come through and they'd be like, I'm calling from my normal number. Just things like that would happen. So I started digging into my cell phone and all the inner workings of what was going on with them. And it literally, there's a direct connection to the NXIVM building on New Carter Road that it traces.
Ma'am, can I ask you what agencies you directly contacted?
Glenville Police Department, Guilderland Police Department, FBI Albany, FBI Boston, FBI New York City. However, most places I go, such as New York City, I knew that they were doing this case. They refused to let me speak to the man who was in charge of the case.
So have there been any reports filed?
Yes.
Yes, there are.
One of the other things that's happened is I'm being refused reports as well. So most recently, they've been very direct and threatening me to shut up, or they're gonna,
So where were these reports filed? If I were to look, would there be somewhere in some of these Glenville Police Department or anything like that?
Yes, there are reports filed. I will tell you that none of them are accurate. And that's
Okay.
the other thing I had an issue with is because there was a report filed last summer that stated that I'm severely mentally ill.
Okay.
And there's nothing to support that.
And ma'am, can I get your name for the record?
Sure, it's Christy Brothers.
Christy Brothers, Brothers.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So there it is, guys. That's pretty much where I ended it right there. I'm gonna let you guys decide because I don't want to disparage this woman. You see the tears in her eyes. If she's an actress, she's very good. If she's there for disinformation, she's very good. If she's mentally ill, you can't help but feel sorry for her. But if anything she's talking about rings true, you can't help but be terrified. Guys, look for the symposium up either late night or tomorrow. And again, this woman is talking about her toddler child being abducted by somebody within NXIVM who works their cyber hacking program. And yes, that the hacking thing was actually discussed ad nauseum at this symposium, as we'll post. And she's saying that her daughter is being used as a sex slave. And in tandem with the fact that, just a couple days ago, both Allison Mack and Keith Raniere have been charged with child pornography. So again, folks, if you're into like real reports and real news, subscribe, please. Hit those notifications. Help me out. I'll talk to you all soon, and hopefully with a more upbeat story.